In the shaded alleys of a bustling city, there once lived a man named Samuel. Known throughout the neighborhood for his cunning ways, Samuel had earned a reputation as both a thief and a gambler. His hands were nimble, his eyes sharp, and his mind always calculating. Night after night, he would slip through the shadows, seeking out any opportunity to win a little more, take a little more, live a little faster. In the smoky backrooms of rundown bars, his laughter rang out as dice tumbled and fortunes were lost and won with the flick of a wrist. Yet, behind the bravado and sly grins, Samuel often wondered if there was something missing, some truth he had overlooked. One evening, after a particularly successful night at the card tables, Samuel found himself walking home under a drizzling rain. The city lights shimmered on the wet pavement, the world hushed and expectant. He passed an old woman sheltering beneath the awning of a closed bakery. She looked frail and cold, her hands trembling as she clutched a thin sweater around her shoulders. On impulse, Samuel reached into his pocket, his fingers brushing the full wallet he had lifted earlier that night. He hesitated. The urge to keep walking was strong. After all, he had always looked out for himself and never anyone else. But the woman's eyes, rich with stories and pain, lingered in his mind as he lay in bed that night. Sleep would not come easily. Samuel tossed and turned, replaying the memory of the woman's weary gaze. For the first time in years, his heart ached, not for what he had or what he might lose, but for what someone else lacked. This discomfort grew over the days, gnawing at his spirit, until at last he decided to do something unusual: return what he had taken. It wasn't an easy thing, tracking down the man whose wallet he had stolen. It required asking questions, risking recognition, and facing the possibility of anger or legal trouble. But Samuel was determined. When he finally found the man, a tired father with gentle eyes, Samuel mustered all his courage. He apologized, returned the wallet, and to his surprise, the man simply nodded, offering gratitude rather than fury. The weight that had pressed on Samuel's chest seemed to lift. This act, small as it may have seemed, became the first turning point. Samuel began to look at the world differently. The thrill of theft and the high of gambling faded, replaced by a quieter, more profound satisfaction. He realized that being a good person wasn't about perfection or grand gestures. It was about everyday choices. Choosing honesty over deceit, kindness over indifference, generosity over greed. Determined to change, Samuel found honest work at a local market. Though his pay was modest, he took pride in each day spent earning a living by fair means. It wasn't always easy. Old habits tugged at him when money was tight or temptation whispered in the background. But Samuel remembered the look in the old woman's eyes and the relief on the father's face, drawing strength from those moments to stay the course. He apologized to people he had wronged, returning what he could and offering what he had: his time, his labor, and a listening ear. In the process, he began to earn something deeper than money. He found respect, trust, and, gradually, friendship. His neighbors saw the change in him, and those who once crossed the street to avoid him now greeted him with open hands and honest smiles. Samuel discovered that being a good person was not about erasing your past or pretending to be flawless. Rather, it was about facing your history with honesty, learning from mistakes, and making a deliberate choice, day after day, to do better. It meant empathy. Trying to understand the pain or difficulty of another, even when you could walk away. It meant humility. Accepting help, seeking forgiveness, and never believing that you were too far gone to change. In time, Samuel's story became an inspiration in his community. Not because he had always done right, but because he had chosen to start, little by little, making the right choices. He learned that the heart of goodness lies not in extraordinary acts, but in the willingness to care, to grow, and to recognize that every day offers a new opportunity for kindness, honesty, and change.